Sissy World News Live from Central London. I'm Manoski, and joining me live from Lagos, Nigeria is the Ofunwanogwa. And
no, it is Ofunwanogwa. It is a title, yes. It's a native name, a native title.
Oh, sorry if I murdered that. And also known as the mouthpiece of the poor masses, is also the president of the Billionaires, and he's fondly and widely called the mayor of Banana Island in Lagos, Nigeria. I'm talking about the Billionaire. Nice to have you, sir. You're live on our channel. Welcome.
Thank you so much, my brother.
Your thoughts on what's been happening in Nigeria in general?
My brother, what is happening in the country, my brother? I think the country currently is in an auto cruise now. Yes, anywhere that it takes us to, we are following it alongside.
Auto what?
Auto cruise.
And that should mean?
It is turning on its own. It is doing things on its own. So wherever it turns us to, we are following alongside.
Well, I'm not sure I quite understand that, but that can slide. Let's talk about the Lekki Toll Plaza massacre and all the happenings on the heels of that. We understand that 5 days on after the massacre, took place. Of course, so everybody knows it's no more news that Nigerian soldiers.
Brother, please, can you calm down a bit? You are talking to a big man. So just take your words one after the other so that I can understand you clearly. You got the point now.
I should go gently?
Yes, go gently.
All right, thank you. I'm saying that 5 days after the Nigerian soldiers opened fire on protesters, of course, should say, shooting at them, there was a delegation led by Fashola, and they went there, coming back, discovering a camcorder which was still alive, not dead. I'm talking about the batteries now. And how was that possible? Because after this massacre, there was certain ablaze that also was, or should I say, there were heavy downpours, talking about rains. How come the so-called camcorder was still very much alive?
Yes, it's part of the design. Yes, it's part of the discoveries that actually we are looking at, because I was the one that actually sent out that delegation, led by some of my politician friends, So we have discovered the camcorder now. You get the point now. It's part of the system and the auto cruise that I talked about initially. Because the first one, we discovered palliatives from different warehouses across the country.
You mean palliatives?
Yes, palliatives. So we discovered it, which is in the letter P. And the second one, we have discovered camcorder, which is in the letter C. So by the time the word gets complete, we'll get to understand where we are going to.
The Billionaire, we'll get to the palliatives and the discoveries and all of that, but let's dwell more on this camcorder discovery. I find it quite incredible to say that a camcorder was discovered 5 days after journalists went there from different channels. Also, hoodlums, so to speak, set the place ablaze, and there was a heavy downpour, if not more than once. So how come a delegation went there and people are saying that a camera was placed and all of a sudden it was grabbed?
Yes.
Is that feasible?
It is part of the design, like I told you earlier, because the system has been designed that way, and the story has been designed that way.
The story has been designed?
Yes, so that there will be discoveries. There are more discoveries that will come up. Like I told you, by the time the words that is taking us to is complete, we will know what next. But I believe the camcorder itself is a static one. It does not move. You get the point? That is why after the rain and the sun and the fire, the camcorder still remained there. That is just it.
How come everybody who went there before the delegation couldn't find the same camcorder and it wasn't hidden from the footage that we have?
Yes, it cannot be hidden. It is an agadabashuroso. That is how the Igbo people say it. That particular camcorder does not move. It is static. So people may not see it with their physical eye.
Is it spiritual?
Yes, it is meant for those that have spiritual eye that discovered it. So that is why after they discovered it, it was not like a shock to me, because it is part of the design.
Oh, okay. Let's move away from the camp called the Discovery onto the palliatives. We understand that these palliatives were meant to be for COVID-19 relief back in time when that thing is struck and everybody was actually running helter-skelter looking for what to eat, and there was a heavy lockdown. What exactly would you say about these palliatives being discovered by the citizens? Now they are breaking into lots of warehouses where they're alleged that these palliatives are stored.
All right, like I told you earlier, you have to just pipe low and take the questions one after the other. I can flow alongside when you pipe low. But anyway, I believe the palliatives, it came to me as a shock too, because it was palliatives that were meant to be distributed to the poor masses that I funded so much. They are now discovered in private warehouses across the country. It came to me as a shock after funding so much amount of money on palliatives. You get the point now? That thing that you see that is happening now is like, in fact, the poor masses are relooting the loot that was looted by the original looters. You get the point now?
That sounds more or less like what William Shakespeare would say in his time. And I should quote you on that. Can you say that again?
Yes. The poor masses are relooting the loot that was looted by the original looters. That is a looter continua.
Victoria Sata?
That one is your own business. You get to the point now? That is just it.
Okay, so you are saying that you spearheadedly sponsored the acquisition and distribution of these set palliatives.
Yes, because I have put in a whole lot of funds to make sure that these palliatives are distributed to the families of the poor masses. So I don't know why it is now discovered in private warehouses across the country. But as investigations goes on, because we have been in forensic investigation all this while to know why those palliatives are there. But as the time goes on, we will know how we can go about it and bring to justice whatever must have led to that discoveries in private warehouses.
Yeah, the billionaire, I can just only imagine the place of the forensic analysis in this, actually, because people are going for what actually did belong and still, belong to them. So how exactly are we going to go about the forensic analysis? But that aside, now, when you say that the government has been, embittered, why, if I may ask, is the government going from door to door trying to fish out those who have taken away these items, palliatives, so to speak, and some of the items which they carted away from public and private properties? Why is the government doing that?
Yes, I believe if the government want to start going door to door to fish out the items that the hoodlums scattered away from innocent Nigerian citizens, from their investment and every other thing, I think it's a good and welcome idea, But my own is that I think if they had channeled the same energy in giving the poor masses their palliatives door to door too, I believe it would not have escalated to this level. But meanwhile, I have asked the poor masses, I have instructed them to pipe low, not to keep destroying and burning properties of innocent Nigerian citizens and their investment.
You keep saying we, since speaking to you. When you say we, you should mean?
Yes, when I say we.
Who are the we?
I mean, when I say we, I mean the poor masses and I. You get the point now? It makes us we. So we are in this battle for what we know that is right together. So that is why I'm using the word we.
Now, the billionaire, I'm trying to draw out the credibility in the story and the reportage. Now, you say that you identify with the poor masses. Wouldn't you rather think that would make you, begin to think and reason like them and draw you where they are onto the level, or down to the level, I should say?
No, in this period of trying time, I believe is the time that the poor masses need me most. You get the point now? I came down from my upper echelon to the lower echelon to join the poor masses. It doesn't make me one of the poor masses. Rather, it's a period of time that I will have to identify with them in this time of grief. You get the point now, and still induct some of them into the billionaires status quo. So it doesn't make me, I am still the billionaire, and I am still the mayor of Banana Island.